Muted. Oh my god. Whoops. Dang it. I
No
didn't
way.
realize. No way. Damn. Didn't even realize.
Rip.
Rip. Yeah, someone was like, oh,
But yeah, we were basically talking about
we were
Southwest Indian
muted,
Ocean
yeah.
activity.
Just, yeah, think about Southwest Indian Ocean. But yeah, a system over here, 99S, is currently impacting northern Madagascar. Heavy rainfall totals, and it's going to be even more heavy rainfall totals by the time it gets towards Mozambique. Because it's just going to stall for a while, then curve potentially southeastwards and impact Madagascar again. It's too far out to say for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at some ensembles. I want to see if there's any other
Hmm.
legitimate signals behind these two systems, or if we're just going to see white noise for a little
Yeah.
bit.
I'll talk a bit about the system
So,
we're currently live streaming for. This is, man, why did I forget its name? Alfred. Okay, so the
not
center
much. Just
seems to be over here. It looks like it kind of curved more north recently, and so bad news about that though is it's just lifting more of these heavier rainfall totals towards Brisbane. I believe this center has gone. Oops,
seems
that's
like
not
there's
right.
kind of some signals near Australia and like West Australia again, and then not much else anywhere.
All right, Western Australia. What are you looking at? EPS?
I was just looking at ensembles to see if there were any longer range signals, but no.
Ah, okay. There's
So
really
after
only
this,
two
I
storms
see.
we're tracking right now.
Yeah, we'll see at
Nothing
least probably
really.
5 days after these systems move out of relatively calmer tropics.
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts on 90B? This was a system that was recently given the Invest tag. I saw some slight model support on it, not much though.
It's pretty hard for westerly wind burst systems in the Arabian to really form,
Yeah,
or in the Arabian, or just the northern Indian Ocean in general. Um, like you'll get these well-defined systems. They'll have a lot of divergence aloft. They look really good. It's just hard to get. It's hard to get them drilled to the surface to where they can become coherent tropical cyclones.
yeah,
And plus, usually, really shortly after their formation, they get tons of wind shear. So I'm
yeah.
usually they don't really materialize so much.
I see this as potentially being like a 10% chance of developing. I don't think it's going to be zero.
Yeah. Plus, West Australia is really warm again. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
West Australia this year has been incredibly warm compared to usual.
I think up
Like,
to 32 degrees Celsius along the coast.
it's all 32 Celsius. Any system that forms there would have tons of warm water to work with.
Yeah.
Look at that. Go to just Southern Hemisphere in general, can you?
Let's see. I don't think you can.
Oh. Maybe Australian region as there
I don't think there is one. There's Southwest
Southwest
Pacific,
Pacific.
but it doesn't show
Yeah, so
that
that shows
really.
you the
Oh,
rest
yeah.
of it.
This is the stuff of 32 degrees Celsius waters. What are the water temperatures over here? Around 26, 27 degrees? Yeah,
Yeah.
26, so it's not really doing so well right now. No strengthening's expected, of course. It's just going to be weakening as it moves inland.
A lot of the reason, if you go back there,
Hmm.
look at how cool the waters are in the Coral Sea compared to east.
Oh, where is the Coral Sea? I'm sorry. Is
Well,
it right
no,
here?
like Coral Sea is literally, yeah, this is all Coral Sea.
Okay.
See that area of cooler water? That is Alfred. That's what Alfred did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
was sitting there for so long that it was just, wasn't ravaging the warm waters necessarily, but it was definitely cooling them down.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, as you can see, look at how long-lived and erratic Alfred's track has
Yeah.
been.
I do believe it briefly lost tropical characteristics. I believe it was on March 2nd-ish. Then it regains it. It looked like it kept losing it and gaining it again. Then it finally gained it all back.
Yeah,
And now it's pretty much clearly a tropical system. It will, of course, lose those characteristics as it moves inland, and it's just going to be a rainy mess.
yep. Now looking at 99S. Yeah, so it's doing okay. I think it's a TC. I think this did become a TC at landfall here.
99s?
99S. I think at landfall, yes. I think you can
Okay.
classify that as a TC.
Yep. Uh,
That's, yeah. Like, it's not super well defined, but if you look at it,
I would like a scatterometer pass. Oops.
let me take a look at just, like,
Oh, we did get one.
satellite.
Here's what it looks like. What are your thoughts?
Uh, I mean, yeah. I don't see any obvious wind shifts or anything that would say it's not a, TC there.
Okay, so you
It's
believe it
not
was a
tight.
tropical cyclone?
Yeah, that's just a TD. I think it's just a slightly broader than usual TD, but it's a TD.
Yeah. Winds
Its
are
RMW is not small, but
winds are in the 30 to 34 knot range. There's multiple
I
wind
would go
bars like that.
minimal TS.
Yeah.
I would go minimal TS.
Yep. Figured.
So yeah,
Yeah.
very kind of yeah, similar to like Nadine or any of those other systems that we've seen in the Atlantic this year. They're just
Yep.
Chris even is a good example
Yeah.
as well.
Do you think it's gonna lose its tropical cyclone status as it moves over Madagascar?
Not tropical cyclone. I think it'll be a TD.
All right.
So it'll be I think it'll be a 25 to 30 knot TD, and then it'll probably be.
Refire more
I
convection
think it could.
when it
Given
crosses
that
over.
it's pretty broad already, I don't see it getting past maybe Cat 1 or low end Cat 2.
Yeah.
So
You think
it'll
it's gonna
probably be
solidify
landfall. Like,
by the time it's
yeah.
like
Go back.
tighten up?
Yeah.
Sorry,
It'll,
what I was showing was late imagery. It wasn't current.
yeah. So, like, I think it'll get its convection back probably as it moves off the coast. It'll pretty quickly build it back. I just think that it's not going to be able to, like, super quickly intensify because it's obviously its RMW is not tiny.
Oh, here's the H Wharf run. Shows it becoming potentially like a Category 5.
That's what's called a troll. That
Yeah.
is what's called the H Wharf. Let me take a deeper look at this run. So
Why is it doing that though?
99S. So it has it at 1001. It very
132 knot.
slowly moves it. Okay. So it emerges at
Mhm.
at hour 18. In 2 days, it gets it from that to Cat 5.
Yeah.
It's not the most impossible thing ever. It's also just like you have to rely on the fact that it's a robust enough TC to even do that at that time.
Yeah.
This halves run makes way more sense.
Half's run. I'll pull that up.
Given its RMW size and given the way that it should evolve, this makes way more sense for this system.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see that.
See, it gets an eye together. It just doesn't.
It's not super organized, like, or it's not completely tightened up.
Yeah. So as you can see, not only does it kind of wreck the Mozambique Channel's waters, but it also, if you take a look at cumulative precip, it has a lot of rain over
Oh yeah, I'll check
Mozambique.
that out. So sea surface temperatures, yeah, lowers them a decent amount, especially along the coast. Then I'll take a look at some of the rainfall totals. Oh well, yeah, up to like 20 inches or so along the Mozambique or
Yeah,
wherever it makes
that'd
landfall.
be the H-Dwarf's rainfall totals are probably completely extreme if you were to take a look at it.
Oh, I'll take a look at that.
Obviously, the H-Dwarf's probably not a
Not
very
too
reasonable
bad.
run, but
It's roughly the same.
that's also because the parent models is kind of strange. It as you can see, the way they did the H-Dwarf and H-Dwarf P, the rainfall map is definitely
Yeah.
interesting.
Wait, what if I do this? Oh no, it doesn't work on here. Is dry air going to be a problem at all?
Yes, with that system and organization, yes. Madagascar is infamous for dry air downsloping into systems.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what Ramby is showing for like ensembles on the system for, I guess, like environmental conditions.
It should be really good.
Oh yeah,
The
you can
environmental
see
conditions
the
will be really
H
good.
wharf right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it shows sea surface
As I
temperatures
said,
getting
I
like near 32 degrees.
I get it.
Is that why? The model glitch?
Yes, it's the same glitch that happened with Decoletti.
Ah, okay.
If you remember correctly, yeah,
Yep.
it's this.
Oh wait.
Look at the go to tropical tidbits and look at the H4P's SST map,
Okay. I'm curious to see that. Oh
and you'll see it's
god,
the
yeah.
same glitch.
Whoa. Whoa, yeah. That makes a whole lot more sense now.
Definitely, yeah,
Yeah, so it's not really initializing it properly.
yeah. That would make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
So now, what's interesting is this would be much more representative for like Yagi, for example.
Mhm.
Yagi actually had like 3132 when it reemerged into South China Sea, which is
Yeah.
why when it reemerged, Yagi didn't waste much time
It blew
intensifying
up
at
very
all.
quickly.
Yeah, this clearly is not the same kind of situation.
Yep. I'm curious what they are showing for Alfred right now. I mean, it just kind of meanders. It lasts for like 2.5 days from now. Still as
Yeah,
a good circulation. Curious to see what the rain looks like. Yeah, lots of rain on the eastern side right there. So by the time the system's all the way over here, all the rain's wrapping around on this side. I think, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So it just stays over Brisbane for a while. Curious as to what the rainfall totals are looking like. Oh wow, yeah, that's around 2 feet of rain. That bright, bright yellow color. Yeah, the yellow is like 1 foot, but these bright yellows are 2 feet of rain. What is the HAFS model showing? It shows less rainfall, but still around a foot to 2 feet, so like 400, 500 millimeters of rain.
yeah.
I'd like to see
Looking at
observations
some
for
other stuff.
pressure. How low do you think the pressure is on this? Officially, it looks like it's 992.
For Alfred, yeah, it's probably pretty low for a weak TS like that
Mm-hmm.
because its RMW is probably completely busted.
Yeah. We do have surface observations, which should help. Okay, nothing here. That's a ship. My bad. Maybe this. This is showing around a thousand millibars. It was 998. It was showing at one point. Now it's up to 1003 millibars. This one up here got down to around 996 millibars. That was like a couple hours ago, I think. Yeah, 4 hours ago. Now it's up to 1,000 millibars. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's where the center is. This station should have a decently low pressure. It doesn't want to show it though. Yeah, the stations are showing that pressure has risen a bit, even though the storm is getting closer.
Yeah, so it's clearly weakening.
Yeah. Oops. There are live cameras we can take a look at. Shouldn't be too windy. Yes, there are road cameras, I believe. Okay, I don't really see it working properly. Uh, no. It's not really in it.
Yeah.
Maybe this one.
Let me take a look at. La Nina is dying so fast.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to go this quickly. I knew we'd be moving out of La Nina, but I didn't expect it to go this fast.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty clearly only Madoka Nina, and El Nino has pretty much set itself in for a large part of the Pacific already. Or
Yeah.
not El Nino, but at least like warmer than average. The La Nina is definitely just losing its foothold very quickly.
Okay.
It's just crazy how warm that area in Northwest Australia is too. That
Yeah.
is a and I can't remember. Ningaloo Nino. That's what it's called. When it's warm there,
Okay.
it's called a Ningaloo Nino. So if you take a look like Philippines and south into northern Australia, that's called a Ningaloo Nino. That's literally the name of it.
Okay. All right.
If you were to look at how warm it is there,
Uh, where do you want me to look up?
just like cyclonic. If you look at SST anomalies and you go there,
Yep. Let me
you see how
find
warm
it.
it is. That's
Hold on.
literally that's just
This
called
stuff right here, or anomalies.
yeah. Just go to anomalies.
Okay. And the Southwest Pacific. Oops. This one, right there.
Yeah. So you
Yep.
see, no, not there.
Okay.
No, look just generally north of Australia into like Indonesia and that area.
Oh, right here.
You see how it's all warmer than average
Yeah.
there? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's the
Okay.
Ningaloo Nino that I'm
Okay.
talking about.
All right. So it's another oscillation thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've had multiple tropical systems trying to thwart it, and yet it just stays strong.
Yeah.
So,
Take a look at this river right here in
hold on.
Australia. Trying to see if it works. You'll be able to see the difference in the rise from before and after.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I mean, it's rising. There's a good amount of rainfall, and they're gonna only get more. Can I go even? No, not gonna go that far back. But yeah, pretty impressive to see that. I want to see if there's any more cameras that are like by a river. Ooh, this one is. See if this one has website working. Nope. Right there. Oh wow, crazy. Take a look at the river rise here.
Oh, yeah.
Right. This is before, and then this is after.
Goodness.
Before and after. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that is a good amount. It hasn't reached this sign yet. I don't know what this sign is supposed to be for. I know it's talking about meters. I'm glad they have that sign so we know how bad the flooding can be.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, this is a good river right here. I'll pull this up as well. Uh, oops. Okay. No, not much of a rise here. Oh, maybe. Let me try this again. Before and after. Okay, yeah, crazy. Take a look at the before here. You see this like graffiti?
Yeah.
That's your basis for what it was before, and then after. You can see it's covering it now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean these rivers are
Covering it by a
rising.
considerable amount.
Yeah. I mean, the camera did shift a little bit, looks like. Like the road shifted up a little bit higher, so. But yeah, the graffiti is now covered, so don't know how high that rose. Worried about how high this stuff is going to reach. I'm hopeful though that it won't reach the roads. All right. It doesn't seem like it's made landfall yet. It's final landfall. I'm just going to increase the counter time to like 60 minutes, I guess. I'll probably stop streaming before then, if not a lot of people join in.
Yeah.
Ooh, this looks nice. I could probably get another look at it before and after on here. I don't know. Camera. What's this? Outdoor active. What's this? Outdoor. Okay. Webcam. I think this will work. No, not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off here though.
Okay.
Cheers.
Well, thank you, Crazy. I'll talk to
Very
you
welcome.
later.
All right.
Oops, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we can take a look at the rainfall before and after here so far. This is not even the full event right now, and the river, this one, has almost risen all the way up to the road in 24 hours, so I wouldn't be surprised if it starts covering the road in another 24 hours. This one has some time, I feel like, before it reaches before it actually reaches the road. This one here, same thing. But near Logan City, that might be a problem. Just trying to search if there's any other webcams showing rivers near Brisbane. Gold Coast is getting out of the worst of it. Yeah, so these seem to be our main rivers. I don't see much on that one. None on that, but I mean, we can see the roads, how they're wet and slick. Oh, this would be nice, right here. Yeah, this is probably going to rise. And we have a marker to see how much it rose. Alright, before it was around the 6 meter mark, just below the 6 meter mark, so maybe 5 3/4 meters. Now it is up to around 7 meters almost, like 6.5 to 6 3/4. So this has risen by around a meter. And it looks like it's only going to take around 1.5 meters more to actually start flooding the road. But yeah, I mean, you can just see the amount of difference, how much the water has risen. Oh, yeah, I mean, that is getting close now to... I mean, it's kind of overflowed the wall at this point. So, yeah. Oops. Okay. Oh, yeah, and the sun is rising over the system. Let's see if we got a mesosector. Yes, we do. This helps us see high-resolution imagery. So we should be able to see the sunrise. No, not yet. Oh, this is delayed. Whoops. Okay. I don't know why the data is running behind, but oh well. But yeah, the system has deviated north towards Maroochydore. It is now leaving Brisbane and Logan City, Gold Coast, but really it doesn't take and or like really, they're still going to be getting hit by some of the heavy rainfall totals. All down here, this is the whole rain of the system, so try and draw a little bit of a line to show you all. Yeah, so even if the storm moves a little bit more north, Brisbane's going to be hit for a while. The problem is when the system is like over here, it's not like the rain's going to be still to the south. It's actually going to be wrapping around towards the east, so these areas will get hit even more by the rainfall for orographic lift. So not much wind right now, thankfully, but of course, strongest winds will be in these intense showers near Logan City. John Ward says, "Where are you?" What do you mean by that? And Hurricane Dave, thank you so much for letting me know, by the way. And Wolf3 says, "Long time no see." Hello. Yeah, I mean, these areas towards the west don't really have to worry about as high of rainfall totals as those along the eastern coast, from like Gold Coast up towards really wherever the center of the storm moves. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what these warning names are. There's flood warnings. There's so many warnings along the eastern coast of Australia. It's hard to kind of pinpoint all of them, if that makes sense. I'm going to see if I can pull up another application to try and make it easier. This might make my stream lag just slightly, but it should help in showing you all. Okay, what's this? Yeah, driving conditions. Do we have cameras, though? That's what I'm curious about. Ooh, flood cameras, that's nice. Okay. And nothing bad over here. Wish there was stuff more south. There's something west over here. This looks interesting. Hard to kind of tell what's going on here because of the low resolution. But I believe we can see a river running through here and just this pond filled up. Doesn't seem to be impacting the road just yet, and it seems like there's some decent height over here. Yeah, there's nothing really southeast of Brisbane. Okay, wait, never mind. Maybe there is. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff of heavy rain. There isn't really any flood cameras. That's what I'm most interested in. There we go. Nothing really about crashes, fortunately. And I'm assuming this one isn't really flooded. Yeah, isn't. Same with this one. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out where it's supposed to hit again. Not Brisbane. Okay, it looks like around Sunshine Coast, maybe? Yeah, that looks to be the area. Yeah, Sunshine Coast. Anywhere south of there, supposed to get heavy rainfall totals. Mostly in this region, I'd say. And my tab has not opened up yet. Oh, John Ward, hello. I see you're in Brisbane. I am in the United States. Hopefully that doesn't anger you, me covering this weather. I heard from a friend that Americans aren't appreciated in Australia. I don't think that's true, though. But yeah, I cover weather with a couple friends, a team of mine. Cover these tropical cyclones. So you are in Brisbane, you said. I will show you your conditions right now. Let's see if this can load. Brisbane, I know that this is a pretty large city over here, so Brisbane's getting hit with light to moderate rainfall. I don't think there isn't really any heavy downpours yet. Most of the heavy downpours are south and east of there, but those might move towards Brisbane over the next. Oh, wait, whoops, I did that so wrong. Okay. Yeah, my bad. I realized I did something. I messed up something earlier. But yeah, Brisbane here getting hit by these bands of moderate to heavy rainfall. Currently looks like the northern side of Brisbane's in a little bit of a break, but they are going to get hit with these heavier rounds of rain. Now remember, the wind is not as much of a threat as the rain is. Areas in here like Brisbane, I will show you some of the rainfall totals. Okay, it looks like it has shifted north now, the heaviest rainfall totals, which is good news. But you all in Brisbane could see up to around 150 millimeters. I'll take a look at another one. Reconnect. There we go. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Okay, hard to, not really, internet's not really working that well. Okay. Alright, Rainbow Unicorn says, thanks for taking interest in our event. Great to tell you are a lovely American. Thank you. Thank you, John Ward. Yeah, I mean, it's been that for like the past 5 hours. Real quickly, guys, I just want to confirm, can you all hear me well? My stream's showing that you probably can't, so I just want to make sure, can you guys just give me a confirmation if you can hear me? And let me know if it's lagging at all. That'd be greatly appreciated. Like if I'm a little bit choppy. Okay, thank you all so much for confirming. Uh, John Ward says, I'm just north of the CBD. I don't know where that is, I'm sorry. Uh, I'll search that up off screen. And thank you, Rainbow Unicorn, for confirming as well. But yeah, some models showing possibly up to 600 millimeters of additional rainfall. I don't really think it's going to be that much. It seems to be around 300 millimeters of additional rainfall. Around that, maybe. But yeah, if you've said that rain has been falling for calm rain for the last 5 hours, yeah, I mean, this is going to be kind of a continuous thing for I don't know how long exactly. This is going to take its time meandering. It's now meandered a little bit more north, so it's going to stay over water for a little bit longer. Head towards, I believe that is Sunshine Coast. Up there. Yeah, it's Maroochydore. That area. Sorry, I know I'm butchering the names. I'm not trying to, though. Okay, so I think we can take a look at where the center of circulation is now. It's deviated a little bit more north than what this is showing. You'll see it be right here when the sun rises. It's just an overall circulation. Once that hits land, it's going to start weakening. But again, though, winds aren't really your primary concern. CBD, I'm gonna search that up. CBD Australia. Central Business District. I don't know if that's it. I mean, that looks a little bit south there. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. If you have any family living somewhere along the Queensland coast or New South Wales coast, I would be happy to answer them. Give you kind of a rundown of what the conditions are that you could be expecting. At Brisbane City. Okay. That's what it is. Alright. Let's see. I mean, there are some areas here that are getting kind of light rain. These yellows are indicating kind of moderate rainfall. Not too heavy, not too light. These blues and greens are more so light rain, and the blues are more so like drizzle. But the oranges and reds are the downpours, the heaviest rainfall. So yeah, heavy rainfall is impacting Pimpama over here, for example. Ipswich over here, southwest of Brisbane. And the center of the storm can be seen right here, if you can see this wrapping around the center. It is a very disorganized system overall. All the rain's really on the southern side of it. Not really doing too well. Okay, it's kind of frustrating though that all these satellite data is behind on this website that I use. Maybe this one won't be delayed. Let's take a look. Okay, this one also looks to be... No, it is not behind. This is actually good. There we go, there's the sunrise. Yeah, so the circulation seems to be somewhere right in here, a little bit more north of that. It's hard seeing it entirely because the sun just rose. It is somewhere right in here. It's wrapping around that way, all the rain, and all this rainy mess is just all the way down here. Storm will kind of move, I guess, a little bit more north, west-northwest, and then curve down. By the time the storm is over here, the rain's going to be wrapping down this way, all along the mountain ranges and coastline. How's Lismore? I'll take a look at that. Oh, CBD is Brisbane, thank you. Lismore is going to be... I don't know where it is exactly. I will find it out. Lismore... is this it? Is this the Lismore you're talking about? It might not be. I mean, that kind of looks like the Lismore. Yeah, I think that's the one you're talking about. Back over. Let me pull this up again. Oh, whoops, wrong one. This one. Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you. Near Byron Bay. Sorry, I don't really know where that is. Byron Bay. I'll see. Oh yeah, I think, yep, if that's the one you're talking about, thank you. They are currently not really experiencing any rain, I believe so. They were getting some light rain earlier. Seems to have stopped. Just some clouds over them for right now. Overall, though, rainfall totals over the next, let's see, next 3 days or so seems to be around, oops, I'm not trying to do a forecast, trying to pull up rainfall totals here. The European model showing around 60 to 100 millimeters of rainfall. GFS shows up to around 100 millimeters of rainfall. The German model shows up to 150 millimeters of rainfall. Now, this is kind of the worst case scenario right here. Brisbane getting like 500 plus millimeters of rain. I don't really think that's going to pan out, but that is always just a slim possibility. Now, the Access model, I believe that's the one that Australia uses. I believe, if I zoom out some... No, that's worldwide. My fault. I don't know where or what model, who made that model. Showing around 50 millimeters of rain there. I don't know what these are for. I believe that's for this general region, maybe not. As I see this, oops. I don't really know what this is for. Okay. This seems to be for southeastern Australia, and this model right here seems to be for northeastern Australia. Okay, so these are high-resolution models for those areas. So this one's showing over the next day, it has trended towards heavier rainfall west of Maroochydore, up to around 700, 800 millimeters of rainfall potentially. That's just over the next 24 hours alone. I'm not so confident in that. If I go to the normal access model, this one's showing some really heavy rainfall where the storm's targeting. I'm not so sure of this either. I feel like rainfall totals are going to be less than that. Don't get me wrong, there'll still be a decent amount all along the Brisbane coastline going down towards Gold Coast. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be too bad. I hope that answers your question in terms of rainfall. If you're finding this informative, be sure to like this stream and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on cyclones all across the world. I only stream when there's really cyclones impacting land. Of course, we have other threats going on right now. We have a tropical cyclone impacting northern Madagascar at this time. That's really about it. Landfall, I believe, is going to be within the next 40 minutes. I'm not so sure of that, though. It's been meandering, as you can see over here, is forecasted to kind of move north, but not that far north. So it has shifted more north. Let's see if we have a warning and information. Yeah, I mean, the storm is over slightly warmer waters, so there could be more rainfall. The longer it stalls offshore, the heavier the rainfall will be. Okay. And I'll try and see if we have an update on the tropical cyclone on here. I know it is no longer a tropical cyclone, it's just a tropical low. But in international terms, it is a tropical storm at this time, with winds of around 40 miles an hour. I think that's like 65 kilometers an hour, sustained winds. Oh, there's two tracks. That's neat. Okay, they're pretty much the same thing. This was as of 7 a.m. I believe that's the time zone I have up here. So this was the most recent forecast cone they have. Notice the jog north it has taken. Not really expected to do that. But now it's expected to curve westwards now. So, I mean, the center could go all the way up to Maroochydore, or it could curve south down towards Brisbane, but really I think it's just going to either curve west or curve a little bit more northwest. I don't think it's going to suddenly make a curve southwest again. But of course, the system was moving due north for like an hour or two, so it's fine just camping out near the coast. And you are welcome, John Ward. Thank you for your support. So, just a question for you all, since you are in Australia. What time do people typically are awake and most active? Because I see for right now, for you all, it is 7 a.m. The sun has risen. Are you people just morning people, or is this the typical time you all are up? Ooh. Interesting to see this line of thunderstorms, or of rain showers northeast of it wrapping around as well. Thankfully, that's not going to impact land for a while. But Lismore is in between the two rounds of heavy rainfall. There's one up by Gold Coast in Brisbane and the one by Grafton and Coffs Harbour. It's kind of in the middle of the two. It's been getting rounds, but right now it's in a little bit of a break. Wouldn't be surprised if these next bands impact them over the next few hours. Looks to be missing it to the south, just barely. Rainbow Unicorn says, with this event, I'd say most people will be awake for now, for sure. All right, thank you. Are there any other YouTubers you watch for updates on tropical cyclones? Just curious. And if you know their username. Okay, thank you, John Ward. Yes, yes. Okay, I know that guy. Yeah. Yep. I was just checking. Oh, yeah. We've been friends for like years. Man, I remembered him starting the channel so long ago before he made it about Australia. But yeah, I mean, I really love what he's doing with the channel. Right now, I try and focus on live streams, not much video updates. Sorry, John. What do you mean by that? I don't know what that term means. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he lives in Australia and does coverage for Australian weather. Right now, I'm just in the United States doing coverage everywhere. I feel like my main viewer base is in the Philippines. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I try and do coverage everywhere across the world. It just hasn't seemed like people in Australia watch the streams as much, mainly because the storms hit in the middle of nowhere sometimes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, right now the storm's just stalling. It's not really moving that much over the past hour. It looks like it's actually moved east a bit. That's bad news. The storm's just stalling over the waters at this point. So you can just see the amount of heavy rain now approaching, moderate to heavy rain approaching Brisbane. So yeah, basically these showers will wrap around and then it looks like they'll keep going around, but the problem is there's something called wind shear that prevents it from like really reaching this line. There's upper winds pushing it down, so it kind of just stays to the south there, as you can see. There's not much rain more north than that. So even though the center is right here, all this rain is just to the south. Yes. Uh, John says, "Do you think it could flood the city?" I'm not so sure how easily the city can be flooded. I see that there's a river that goes across. I just don't know how badly it gets flooded. I'm just kind of unsure. I don't know how it really works. I can show you all the difference that some of the flooding has made. Here's a look at the before and after. This is in Logan City, if you all know where that is. This is before, like 24 hours ago. The water line is going to be right there. And you'll see the water start to rise over that line. Not yet. There's not much rain falling until the night. I think it was the night. Yeah, there we go. And then once the sun rises, you'll be able to see just how much the water has risen. I think it rose a decent amount. Yeah, there it is. Now it's all the way up to here. Wow. I mean, that's getting close to starting to flood other areas. This whole area is getting water now. You can See how brown the water is. There's this area, which is by Brisbane, Jimboomba. I don't know if you all know where that is. This is the before and after right here. That's starting to creep up on the bridge, so, that's just a little bit worrying. And then there's this one right here. This is by Jimboomba as well. Right here you can see the graffiti on that wall, and then rises above it. It rises above the 4 right there. So the water level reaches here when before it's down here. So that's a decent amount, maybe risen by 1.5 meters. 1974 it flooded. Wow. Wow. Was that when the cyclone hit back then? I think, yeah. I don't think it will be that bad. I'm just uncertain. I don't know how badly it's gonna flood. I don't want to fearmonger. This one rose by around a meter in 24 hours. Here, I'm gonna try and take some. Whoops! Oh wow. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna try and take some pictures of this. Okay, here's the webcam of it. That was pretty low. Even 12 hours ago. So yeah, this rose by a lot in just like 6 to 12 hours. Look at that difference. So I'm going to take some pictures of this just to have it saved for what it's going to look like now. Kind of as like the before and after pictures. Just so I can post that on social media and whatnot. You're going to get this as well. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Let me go back to the beginning of it. There we go. Get that in. And then I'll go over onto this one. Take a look at how this is looking before. I don't know how high this is going to get. I don't know how high any of these are really going to get. These start creeping up. I mean, I don't like seeing these rivers swell up. Most of the time, though, in countries like Taiwan, they're able to, how do I explain it, like go, oops, or like they rise and then they start falling pretty efficiently. I'm not sure if that will happen in these areas, so I can't really tell you with 100% guarantee. Okay, like some places in Taiwan get hit with like 600 millimeters of rain and then they're fine. Rainbow says, how fast is the storm moving? Well, glad you asked because it's kind of near stationary at this point. I'll try to see though. Huh. Okay, I'll try and do it on here then, I guess. Okay, this is moving. This is just a rough estimate. From here to here-ish. That's moved around 12 kilometers an hour in the wrong direction. Maybe 10 kilometers an hour, probably. Yeah, in the wrong direction, so that's not great. I mean, that's decent motion, I guess, but kind of. Let me see what that is in my units. Okay, yeah. Not moving too quick at all. And also it's kind of gaining distance away from Australia at the moment, so it's kind of making things a little bit worse. I believe I can show you all a better radar for this. Yeah, this seems to be up to date, hopefully. Yeah, here's a look at it. In the latest frames, you can kind of tell. Yeah, right here. There's the center that pokes out. Oops, right. Oh, jeez, whoops. It pokes out right here. And then you'll notice it. Whoops, sorry. Sorry about that. Oh my god. Why is it doing this? Wow, okay. But yeah, you'll notice the center pop out. Where is it? Right there. And then start to move a little bit east. So it's kind of been moving this way and then curving back to the east. So, of course, it is going to have to eventually curve back west. It isn't going to stall there forever. But this just increases the threat of heavy rainfall and flooding. Because as you can see here, all that rain is just wrapping around. It's just bringing all the rain from the ocean onto land, so it has a good supply of it. Just hoping that it can move instead of just staying put there. Problem is as well, you may think that, oh, the system's right here, and then all the rain falls like this compared to the center, and then if it just keeps moving, it'll eventually leave you. But the problem is when the system's over here, for example, the rainfall is now going to be all on the eastern side. It's going to be like all throughout here, still over you guys, wrapping around the system. Especially along the mountain ranges. I believe there's a mountain range there. That's why they're getting so much rainfall. Mountains help add the rain, and you are welcome. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. It's just very stationary at this moment. It's moving in the wrong direction. See if I can show you all through this. Yeah, you should be able to see its motion that way. Like the center is curving this way and now curving that way. It's playing like peekaboo right now, just popping out from the clouds. But all this is going to try and wrap around and impact Brisbane, Gold Coast, Lismore, Coffs Harbour, all those areas. Oh yeah, storm surge is another kind of threat. Not really much though. Storm surge is when the water levels rise somewhat. Doesn't seem like it's going to really impact these areas. I mean, the winds aren't that strong is what I'm trying to say. Beneath like 65 kilometers an hour. So I don't think it's going to make landfall within the next 22 minutes, to be honest. I think it's going to take its time. Now remember, landfall doesn't really mean too much. It just means that the center has touched land. Meaning like this part, as soon as it touches land, bam, that's going to be a landfall. It just kind of like cuts off the storm of its energy source. That would be great if the threat was wind, but in this case the threat is going to be rain. We want the landfall to happen. Get it over with. Yeah, if you have any other questions across the world of tropics, you can always ask. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That's much appreciated. Do you know if there's a way to easily display graphics like the Bureau of Meteorology graphics? Since I haven't really been able to find a way to kind of see where the flood warnings are, that kind of stuff. Weather maps don't really help. It's just showing this. Rainfall forecast, maybe? Kind of. This kind of shows it. Is there a way I can zoom in location? There we go. This is actually pretty nice. Glad I found this. Oh, whoops. Oh, wow. You can zoom in even further? That's impressive. Okay, I'm going to select this. Can I select one of these? Okay, why not? What district is it? If you all know. Southeast Coast? There we go. Okay. Now this is really nice. Okay. So these are official forecast. Is there a way I can do total rainfall? Okay, yeah. Yeah, this looks nice. But I can't show a specific region. That sucks. But this is just over the next 24 hours, I believe. Right here, Brisbane getting around 150 millimeters of additional rainfall. That isn't including the rainfall that's already fallen. Some areas north of Lismore around 200 millimeters of rainfall. Toowoomba is around 50 millimeters of rain. Of course, as you go farther west, there's less and less rainfall. Now, if we go to the next day, this is all an additional rainfall. So Brisbane gets an additional around 50 millimeters of rainfall. Gympie gets around 100 millimeters. Toowoomba also around 100 millimeters. Again, some isolated spots could get 150 to up to 200 millimeters of rain, and that's just in one day. Weather zone shows them. Okay, I'll pull that up. I'm just pulling it up off stream real quick. Oh wow, thank you so much for that. I did not know that website existed. Thank you, John. This is kind of helpful. How do I zoom though? That's the question. Do I click on that? I'm so used to being able to move the map around. Warnings. Let's see. Oh wow, that's nice. Shows this stuff. Alright, what is this? This is the bulletin. Okay. Click on Brisbane. Alright, thank you. Okay, it kind of just gives me a little bit of an update on it. Thank you. Does this work? Can I move it around or no? Oh wow, that is very helpful. Thank you so much for that. Wow, this is actually perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. Now, is there a radar? Where's Gympie? I'll just... Oh wait, can I not see where is it? Okay, it's all the way up there. Probably do a composite, I guess? Yeah. Is there a way to speed it up? No, I'm fine with that. Oh, whoops. But yeah, as you can see, though, the system has moved a little bit east, right there. So that's kind of a little bit of a problem. How does this work? 30 minutes into the future? I don't really trust those kind of radars, the ones that show the future, because they'll just take what it's doing right now. Yeah, I don't trust that. This is mainly for if there was a cell, like a storm going on right now, thunderstorm. This is an entire tropical cyclone. Oh, control zoom, nice, okay. By areas near Victoria Points, Redland Bay, Cabbage Tree Point, Jacobs Well, Santa Barbara. These areas are going to be getting a pretty heavy rain soon. or if they are not already getting that. I think that's the area I'm looking at. Yeah, it's kind of hard telling. But yeah, this area right in here, I believe that's the same area I'm looking at. Oh, animator settings. Speed, fast. There we go. That's more helpful. Again, though, even though the system's all the way up here, all that heavy rainfall is happening to the south. It's now 7:30 a.m. Australian time. Yeah, thank you. Uh, I like how far back I can go. That's helpful. And I'll go faster then. Yeah, I'll go back 6 hours, see how this works. Is there a way to turn off the wind? Doesn't really seem like it. But as you can see, though, the storm has just been stalling over here. Then it's made a curve towards the north. And then kind of towards the southeast, almost looks like. But yeah, you can see this area of heavy rainfall that was impacting north of Brisbane, which has thankfully fizzled out, but now we got a new thing to look out for. It's also impacting Brisbane. Map layers, there is a... Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Warning areas. Okay, I'm assuming this is all just warnings. Tropical cyclone map. Oh, wow, yeah, thank you so much for this. Wow, this is very helpful. Yeah, thank you. So if I just pull up the Brisbane radar, we can see how it has moved slightly east. Thankfully, though, those gale force winds are now kind of just on the east side, west side, south side, not on the northwest, though, which is something. Again, though, winds aren't really a problem in this case. Oh, pressure? It doesn't really show it too well. Rainfall since 9 a.m. Okay, what is this showing? Oh wait, will the OBS update as well in real time? Oh, well, that's helpful, yeah. Well, why are they adjusting? Okay, there we go. Well, so some areas have received over 70 millimeters, like almost 90 millimeters in a day. Which, I mean, I know that's not too much. Here, maybe some wind gust. See how strong these areas have gusted to. 23, 38, 40 knots. Wow, okay. It was pretty strong earlier. Of course, now it's kind of weakening, so there's not as strong of gusts anymore. So that's around 65 kilometers an hour, so... Now, wind speed, sustained winds, I'm curious to see what this is like, since we might be able to confirm how strong it is right now. At 24 knots, 33 knots briefly. We got another rating of around 30 knots, so yeah, this is likely still a minimal tropical storm. No problems. Rainbow Unicorn says, can it intensify? That is a really good question. Um, if we take a look at some of these sea surface temperatures, and we go to southwestern Pacific, on this chart, it needs yellow or more to intensify. And the system right now is, I believe, over here. So it is in 26 degrees Celsius waters. They have warmed a bit as they've moved closer to the coast. The problem, though, is the storm is so sloppy. And if I pull up another feature, this should show why it is. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Okay, there we go. This should show why it is weakening. If I show you all infrared, this is a little bit out of date. But if I pull up shear, yeah, there we go. This kind of shows it. Let me turn off track and forecast. The storm is right around. Okay, come on. Well, anyways, the storm is right around here. And this stuff right here, anything that's red is unfavorable wind shear. So it is in an area that is unfavorable for development. What is this? Oh, that's helpful. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. That's nice to see. So it has been weakening, wind speed wise. The problem though is this is going to help strengthen the rainfall threat, if that makes sense. It is using the water, like the moisture from the ocean, to help cause all this rain. So the longer it stays out over water, the more time it has to just push all this water on shore, if that makes sense. And like wrap it around the center. Thankfully though, due to like wind shear, it's not really reaching above the center. But unfortunately, the area that it is impacting is very populated. So I mean, this threat won't really go down until the system finally moves far away, because even when the storm's over here, that's going to be funneling in a bunch of water still on shore, or like still some areas on shore. Weather Follower says, this tropical cyclone has been so hard to forecast. It's been all over the place. Hopefully the impacts aren't too extreme. By the way, it's pronounced Brisbane. Brisbane? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Brisbane. That's how you pronounce it, right? Am I doing it correct? And Dark Steve says, hi. Hi, Dark Steve. How are you doing? Yep. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't even know it was pronounced like that. Of course, I'm going to be butchering the stuff. It just, in American, it looks like Brisbane. Brisbane. Okay. And this is Gold Coast, right? And this is Lismore, correct? Like, that's how you pronounce that stuff? Alright, Dark Steve, nice. Are you interested in any other the tropical cyclones across the world right now? You have any questions about them? I'd be happy to answer. Thank you, Weather Follower. Correct. Okay. Thank you, John. I mean, for me, though, it's pretty cool seeing the center of circulation just pop out like that very briefly. On satellite, you can clearly see it. Oh, I know a website that can help show satellite, as long as it's not out of date. I don't think this is out of date. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to this imagery right here. This should be more up to date now. It's more difficult to see the center on here. It's like right there where my mouse is. We got a new convection burst right over here, showing this is developing into like a thunderstorm. We should be able to see it on satellite. Yeah, this right down here. This is going to try and wrap around, I believe. Oh, wow, yeah. That has become much better organized. Yeah, we can see it on here. The southeast side of it is going to grow pretty well, or pretty nicely right here. Yeah, look at all that. Much better than it was before. So, I mean, it looks like it's kind of organizing. I don't really know how much it is, though. It's trying. Oh, Brisbane is now out of the most intense rainfall still. This rainfall flow has not shifted north yet towards the town, or towards the city. Oh, what's this? Oh no, I don't want to do that. There we go. Whoops. Okay. Here, I'm going to add this into the thing if I can. How do I do that? Sorry about this, just trying to figure out how to do this stuff. More layers. In theory, I should be able to... There we go. Yeah, this should be of help. Yes, okay, got that done with. Yeah, this little island over here off to the east of Brisbane is getting hit with some of the heavier rainfall. We should be able to see it on this radar map as well. Yeah, Point Lookout, that area. Maybe even more north than that. Oh yeah, up there. Near Koan. John Ward said, what's happening east? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about the imagery right here? Oh, yeah, I kind of see what you're talking about. All of this stuff. All of these are most likely thunderstorms. I believe I could see it on radar at one point. Yep, right here. These are all thunderstorms. They aren't an immediate threat for you all. We can see the radar over there all along the eastern side of it. Not too much of a threat right now. This is a little bit close to this little island up here. Weather follower says, no worries. Anything British, Australia, New Zealand are so hard to pronounce correctly. Silent letters and all. No worries, you're doing great. I would love to stream, but I just don't have the time. Well, thank you. Thankfully I have the time to do this. I can do this in the middle of the night for me. For me right now, it's just 4:40 p.m., so I'm good. Um, Rainbow Unicorn says, thanks for that. Weather can always pop up with surprises, so who knows, yeah. Oh, and weather follower, to add on to that, Philippine names are also difficult to pronounce really almost anywhere. But man, take a look at that flow of heavy rainfall towards Brisbane right there. Fortunately, it's been missing it to the south, but for how much longer, I don't know. Now, it would be nice to have a live camera over here somewhere. Like, do we not have... Oh, traffic cameras. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, Brisbane, where are you? There you are. I'm assuming these aren't live. Okay, they're updated every 60 seconds. Now, that's not next to a river. No. Okay, that's down. This one. Those are down. This one. Okay, just showing how slick the roads are. It's not too dangerous to be out on the roads, just very slick driving conditions. Weather follower says, haha, the Western Pacific typhoon season, yeah. Um, John says some YouTube channel have live streams of the city and Gold Coast. Okay, that's nice. I don't want to get copyright struck, though. Gold Coast is a little bit too far south, I believe. Yeah, Gold Coast is not really getting hit right now. Eh. Yeah, water's not too much of a concern here. Has been a concern in some of these other places, like this area near Logan City, rising. That was last updated 6:09. I'm assuming that's going to be in Australian time. So I'll refresh the page. Oh yeah, take a look at that rise. In just the past hour or so, here, I'll go from around midnight for you all to what it looks like now. Yep, continuing to rise. This one right here, I'm curious to see how much this has rose by. You're not really noticing too much of a difference in the past hour. It is still rising though, so that's a concern. Now in this one, let's update this. Okay. Let's see how much this has rose. Yeah, I mean that's still rising, which is a problem. Just barely. I mean this is still an hour after every image. I don't like how close this is getting to the road. It still has some time though, which is nice. But it has overflowed the wall here. And yeah, you can see it kind of creeping up. Yeah, I mean, that has gone up a decent amount over the past hour. This is again by Logan City. And on that chart right there, it is nearly 6.25 meter, 6.75 meters tall, and it started at around 5.75 meters tall. So in a day, it rose by around a meter. Maybe even 12 hours, it rose by around a meter. Weather Follower says, do you mainly do cyclone animations or tropical updates? Yeah, I mean, that's mainly what I do. I focus on tropics. I have an animation coming out on Sunday. That is going to be the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season animation. I'm very proud of it. I spent a month working on it. So if you all want to see that, you can check that out. Okay, I'm going to see what other live cameras they have here. These are trails. I want to see webcams. There we go. Alright. Alright, I'll just open it up in a new tab, I guess. Now that has water in it. That has water. Uh, that has water. Let's see what else. Uh, that has water, but I think that's one of the webcams I already have up. This one's a new one I haven't seen, I don't think. This one as well. That one. That one I saw. Huh. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's not done yet. It's just not responding. Whoops. Ooh, that's interesting. Uh, that I might have already seen. I'm not so sure. That's the ocean, looks like. That as well looks like the ocean, yeah. That as well. Trying to look for rivers. Those are going to be the things that flood the quickest. Uh, that one looks nice. Same with that one. That's the one I already have up though. Okay. And there they all are. Okay. Here we go. Gonna go through them. What? Okay. This one's not publicly available? What do you mean? Are any of these? Okay, that one works. Sorry. This one I have yet to see. It's not too bad at all. This one right here, I already had up, I swear. Let's see if any of these other tabs are what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. So this one right here, this is gonna flood, I think. No, never mind. Yeah, it's holding up well. Okay, that's not bad at all. This one might. No. It seems to be doing well. This one right here, let's see if this has risen at all. Not really. This one, maybe? No, not noticing a rise. This one has to have risen. Yeah, whoa. Look at that rise. Wow, okay. Let me get a picture of this. Back to the beginning. Okay. Just gonna save this somewhere just so I have it in case it floods. Like if it floods over the road. So that's at around, I don't know how much that is. That looks like 9.5 it has written there. So let's see how much this rose. Okay, so it looks like it didn't start rising until like, I don't know, 12 hours ago. Oh wow, yeah, look at that rise. Whoa. That's pretty high. That's gained at least a meter. This one right here, what does this look like? No difference. This one is the one I already saw, I believe. Yep. I'll close out of that. And I don't really think these are going to change much. So yeah, I got those all ready to go. Now we should get an update from the Bureau of Meteorology pretty soon about where the system is now. So that was their last update. Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. 2017 was the hurricane season from hell, along with 2005. Yep, Dark Steve, you are correct on that. Weatherfaller says, I just do tropical updates. I would like to do animations too. It looks very difficult to learn. Don't think I could get my head around the software. Do you recommend any software or things to try? Well, the software I use, HitFilm, is no longer available for download, so that kind of sucks. Really, the great one is Adobe After Effects, or Premiere Pro. I think it's Adobe After Effects, yeah. The thing though is that costs a lot, and my computer doesn't have the hardware to run that, so yeah, no, I don't really have that great of a computer, but I mean it works. So I mean I like the computer. Don't really need a new one anytime soon. Yeah, Dark Steve, do you have any questions about other tropical cyclones across the world right now? Do you know about them going on? So we got like three others potentially. Uh, yeah, okay. But yeah, we have two other systems that are potentially land threats. One is a land threat right now. This is going to be Invest 99S. It is currently making landfall in northern Madagascar. I do believe this is a tropical cyclone at this time. The officials have not named it, and Mateo, France. Let's see what they've done. Looks like they have. Yes, they have. That is great news. They have designated it as a tropical depression. The 50-kilometer-an-hour wind field is down towards the southeastern quadrant, and the system will cross land and then potentially quickly intensify into a cyclone. Yeah, it looks like they just have it as a tropical cyclone, not intense. System will weaken over land and then curve right back out in the Mozambique Channel. But that is a long stall. These are 3 days, pretty much. It is over the Mozambique Channel, or over Mozambique, which means that is going to be a tremendous amount of rain in areas that are very susceptible. Yeah, and we also have, yeah, thanks for mentioning Dark Steve, we have 98S over here. This system, I don't get why, this has a low chance of formation. I don't get why Joint Typhoon Warning Center is doing that. But this one has a medium chance, which I personally believe is a high chance of developing right now over the next 48 hours and over the next 5 days. It's going to be meandering out to sea, thankfully, kind of moving in an S shape pattern before then going out to sea. Now, the other land threat we are currently looking at is 90B. This is the first invest of the year in the Bay of Bengal. This system could develop, I'd say around a 10% chance over the next 5 days as it meanders towards Sri Lanka and southern India. We'll see how this goes. Right now, it's doing quite well. I mean, overall broad circulation when we got convection clouds over it. So, but the Indian Ocean can really be unfavorable for development sometimes. I believe we can take a look at all these systems. So if we take a look at some of the ensembles on this system right here, do these, okay, these don't show what I'm looking for. That doesn't even show what I'm looking for. Okay, don't know why. But yeah, wind shear is supposed to be low for this system, headed in towards the Mozambique Channel. 90B on the other hand, I don't think it's as favorable. Model data, do we have? Okay, we don't have it. Anyways, I thought I was going to be able to show you that. Sorry about that. Weatherfaller says all the best. I have to make an update for 99S TD12 near Madagascar. I'll be back with your future uploads. See you soon. Thank you. Because we don't listen to JTWC because they're inaccurate. Always listen to official sources. Zoom Earth refers to Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Always take that with a grain of salt. Have a great night. Yep, you too. But yeah, it can be kind of frustrating. But yeah, I do like Mateo, France, already issuing cones on the system. Of course, impacts will potentially be felt in northern Madagascar and then Mozambique, potentially as a category 1 or 2, maybe even stronger. The main thing going against it is time. Conditions are favorable for rapid intensification. It just has to cross as an organized system. If Madagascar tears up the system, it's going to have to spend this time it could be rapidly intensifying in fixing its structure, if that makes sense. So, if it's already has a good structure, it's going to really ramp up in intensity before it hits Mozambique. Some models were showing Category 5. I'm not so sure of that. Just because it's disorganized right now, and it's probably going to be even more disorganized by the time it reaches the Mozambique Channel. But yeah, if it is indeed like a low pressure again, it's going to have to spend these like 24 hours of time trying to reorganize, and then it could hit as like a Category 1, rapidly intensify. If land wasn't here, it could be a very strong system. And Dirk Steve says, yeah, Joint Typhoon Warning Center has been floundering their estimates lately. Yeah, I don't know why. Anyways, we should get an update any moment now from the Bureau of Meteorology. I'll pull this up to show you guys the latest update. This will be the 8 a.m. update. Currently, we're just looking at the 5 a.m. update. Do they have like a discussion on their website? Because I think they would. Is it Tropical Cyclone Advice? Uh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, we should get a new update soon. Okay, so any moment now we should get an update. I'm just waiting for it to. I believe they updated almost right on the hour. Now this one was issued at 7:37 a.m. So I'm not so sure if it'll come out right on the hour. Maybe late. But again, though, the system is just really stalling, not doing a whole lot. I mean, it's doing a whole lot of rain, that's for sure, but it's not doing a whole lot of moving. We really want this system to just plow into land and just move away from these areas that are getting hit with heavy rainfall, but right now it's just stalling. I was not really expecting it to do another loop. Earlier in its life, well, not early in its life, like 2 days ago or so, it did another loop right over here. This is kind of similar to what it's trying to do right now, where it does a loop, then it heads back west. So, I mean, that's kind of what it's doing right now. It's curved a little bit more to the northeast, and then it's going to try and curve back west. So, how long is that going to take? I don't know. I'm going to increase the timer back to 60 minutes again, because I genuinely don't know when it's going to finally make its landfall. Yeah, taking a look at some of the rainfall totals that could occur in Queensland and New South Wales. Right over here. These are the 3-day rainfall totals. This is from the European model. For some reason, it wants rainfall totals near Gympie to be upwards of almost 500 millimeters of rain. I am not so sure that's going to happen, but of course that's always a possibility. Areas near Brisbane are going to be around roughly 150 millimeters. That makes sense. That's more aligned with the Bureau of Meteorology forecast. And then if we take a look at the American model on this over the next 3 days, it does show a target of Brisbane getting upwards of 200 millimeters, maybe even 250 millimeters. Of course, that's certainly a possibility. The German model has been going pretty high on this, showing Brisbane could get an additional, to what has already gotten, an additional upwards of 600 millimeters. That would flood the city. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Yeah, Dark Steve is right. Alfred doing more stalling shenanigans. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The access model, I believe this is the one from Australia though. They are showing upwards of 700 to 800 millimeters, maybe even an isolated amount of upwards of 1,000 millimeters on this island. I don't know what it's called. Okay, Moreton Island. And they are showing Brisbane getting roughly around 500 millimeters of additional rainfall. I'm not so certain of that. I feel like the European model is doing a good job of showing the rainfall, at least south of everything else. I'm not so certain of this area near the Rainbow Beach area. Waves are, of course, going to be a problem, especially on the southern end of the storm, like rip currents. Well, that's really for most of the New South Wales coast, almost the entirety of it, getting hazardous surf. Of course, storm surge is going to be a problem with any tropical cyclone, but for this one, it doesn't seem to be too bad. It's just very light winds, breezy condition, upwards of gale force winds. Not too bad overall. Now again, we can see the southern side here. Can I pull up satellite? Yeah, I mean you can kind of see this little burst over here. This is kind of what's causing heavier rainfall totals, or heavier rain just occurring on the southern side of the circulation, directly south of it. That's hitting Moreton Island. Let's see if that's what that's called again. Yeah, Moreton Island. Don't think there's much civilization here at all, fortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, they are getting hit with some of the heavier rain bands. And probably strongest winds. I wouldn't be surprised if the strongest winds of the storm were found right there. So I believe there is a station located right in there. Oops. I believe that's it. Right there, they've gotten roughly 29 knot winds, so those are probably the strongest winds in the storm right now. Yeah, 33-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, they are getting the strongest winds of the storm right now. And of course, gusts will likely be higher. This is roughly around 60 kilometers an hour, I believe. So I'll change it for you all. My settings to show you all the kilometers per hour. Yeah, upwards of 54 kilometers an hour. Gusts could be up to upwards of like 70 kilometers an hour, maybe 80. Of course, that's because they are in the quote-unquote eye wall of the storm. It's not that organized at all, and it's just only a fraction of what would be the eye wall. If that kind of makes sense. It's pretty weak. Areas around Brisbane are getting upwards of 26 kilometer an hour sustained winds. Of course, that could be higher gust. Got an area over here of roughly 43 kilometer an hour sustained winds. Of course, likely 60 kilometer an hour wind gust potentially. And areas to the north of the storm aren't getting as strong of winds. There's an area, a Sunshine Coast, getting around 24 kilometers an hour. Not really too strong of winds. Okay, but areas with the heaviest rainfall would be near Karagara Island, Redland City. These areas are going to go towards Logan City. Logan City I have on here. We should get a new frame of this sometime. I'll refresh the page, see if we can, kind of see what it looks like now. No, this is still showing 7 a.m. So roughly within the next 15 minutes or so, we should get a new update showing how high the rivers have risen so far. But yeah, the areas near Logan City are definitely going to be getting the highest amounts of rainfall. So I believe this area as well is going to get some, is going to get some river rise. We'll see it. Yeah, Brisbane has been missing out on some of the heavier rainfall. Fortunately, it's been staying just to the south of there. Of course, winds are around 26 kilometers an hour, wind gusts possibly upwards of 32, 40 kilometers an hour. Got a wind gust of 57 kilometers an hour down here. Got a sustained wind of 52 kilometers an hour. Of course, the shore is going to get the stronger winds. If you are on a mountain, the higher up you go, the stronger the winds are, so there isn't as many things to block the winds. What is this? When was this done? Okay, they're all the way over there. Okay. I was going to say, 85 kilometers an hour sustained winds is pretty high. That was a while ago, though. Okay. Okay, we got a new observation here. This one was the one at around, let's see. Okay, it's still the same thing. 54 kilometer an hour sustained winds. Wind gusts are possibly around 70 to 80 kilometers an hour. That's because they are in the core, quote unquote, core of the storm. And areas of heavier rainfall are going to have just gustier winds due to the downpours. So, if you are avoiding the rain, you should be avoiding the wind as well. Fortunately, though, again, the wind isn't really a concern in this. It's more so just the rainfall. Okay, new radar frame out. Logan City. Yep, getting impacts. Redland City. Seems it's mostly the mountain. Venmen, Venmen Bushland National Park is getting some of the heavier rains. I'm assuming that's because of their elevation. 80 meters versus 50 meters, yeah. So higher elevation over here. That's helping produce all this rain. Of course, it is looking like it is going to target Brisbane over the next hour or so. And let's take a look if we have a new update. Nothing yet. That's alright. I'm assuming they are doing hourly updates. Rainbow Unicorn says, we were told to prepare for possibly 500 millimeters of rain and winds of 165 kilometers an hour. It's good that hasn't happened. Who warned you of that? Because, I mean, I don't think it was going to be that bad. I'm going to try and see what the sustained winds are here. It was going to hit possibly as 65 mile an hour, 2 kilometers per hour. 100 kilometers an hour was probably going to be the max you all were going to get. If this thing, like, stayed organized enough, I couldn't really see it getting, that strong. 165 kilometers an hour. Wait, how strong even is that? Sorry, I'm just trying to see what that was. That would be around a category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. I don't think that was it. It depends. No, okay, so initially when it was forecast to possibly strike Queensland, it looked like it was going to strike as a stronger storm. Then it started curving away, but of course as it curved away, it's moving in towards the let's see if I can pull this up again, cooler waters. Over here it is very warm. Then it started curving away towards cooler waters. Then it started weakening. And then it's kind of just maintained strength and or weakened slightly. So I don't really think the winds were going to be that bad. Rainfall though, yeah, 500 millimeters of rain was a good forecast. Long range out, like 2 feet of rain. This is just the additional rainfall that I'm reading. So right now you all are probably like halfway through it ish. So rainfall amounts of around 150 to 250 millimeters are still possible in Brisbane. John says, so the media overhyped this, you think? Definitely. I saw this really everywhere. That's why I'm kind of streaming it, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's happening. It's not really as bad as first suggested by the media. Really, I don't do streams at all unless it's a Category 1 striking land, but because there was so much publicity about the storm, I'm just trying to inform the people here. It is not as bad as the media was saying. Of course, they were saying, like, oh, this is the last storm to hit in like 60 years. Well, storms are rare there, but they're weak. The main threat of this is the rainfall. And it's going to be a lot of rain, so you guys are probably like halfway through it. You guys are still going to get another half of rainfall. Maybe you're only a third of the way through here. But yeah, the media has been overhyping it and its strength. Like, it's not really the wind that's the concern. Is the thing. If they're overhyping the wind, that's wrong. If they're overhyping the rain, I can see why. Let's look at where it's been moving now. Is it moving even further east? Yeah, it is. Wow. What is it doing? It's just it's just gonna wait. Yeah, well, take a look at this. Curved east, and now it's even curving more to the east. Looks like it's trying to curve a little bit more to the south, though, which to me indicates that it's trying to make a little bit of a loop. Yeah, you see that? And the very end, it starts moving more to the south. Takes a more sharp curve down towards the south, so more so almost due south at that time. So to me, it indicates it's doing a loop and it is going to hit land. Looks like it's going to go southwest for a brief moment. I don't know if other imagery will show this as well as what I'm talking about. Yeah, because I mean the sun like literally just rose not too long ago. Maybe this imagery will show what I'm trying to talk about. Not really. But yeah, I mean, also you can see how well the southern side of it has built up. Like right there. You can kind of see the eye, quote unquote eye, of the system. But yeah, it has just been stalling and stalling. The weather folk, they were pushing the fear. Yeah. Many got prepared for major winds and flooding. Winds were not going to be a concern for this storm. At max, it was just going to be pretty gusty and possibly some trees down. Cat 3, are you talking about the Australian scale Cat 3? Because that's kind of different. Is I don't really know how your guys' scale works. It's likely hitting as a Category 1 on your scale right now. In our scale, it's just a tropical storm. It's not even a category. It's weaker than that. Winds are likely around 65 kilometers an hour, sustained. Gust of up to like 85 kilometers an hour max. That's just like the max that could occur, and that's probably going to be over the water. Because yeah, this station's probably getting roughly around 80 kilometer an hour wind gust. This got a 65 kilometer an hour sustained wind not too long ago. Oh, this has been continuously reporting those strong winds. Okay, so this is typical for that area. It seems like. No, not real. I'm not so sure. But yeah, Category 3 was never going to be expected. Um, in the Saffir-Simpson scale, the one that we do in the United States, uh, it would likely only be a underneath Category 1. It would have still been a tropical storm. On your scale, I'm just going to pull this up off stream. Oh, thank you, Dark Steve. Cat 3 Australian is 85 to 110 miles an hour. Yeah, it wasn't going to be that strong. Max I can see is Category 2 Australian scale, but it weakened before it got here, so I think the reason why it was so overhyped was how strong it was earlier in its life. Like it was a Category 4 Saffir-Simpson, probably almost like Category 5 on the Australian scale. So people were just freaking out because of that. Right. Okay, let's take a look at some of the cameras, see if they have updated. Okay, this has updated. Let's take a look at what it's done over the past 3 hours or so. There it is, slowly rising. The next hour here has not risen that much. Now, taking a look at this one. Let's take a look at the past 3 hours on this. That's still risen some. Here's a look at 24 hours ago compared to now. For example, it's already up to this tree. That's risen probably at least a meter. Then looking at, that was in Jimboomba. I don't know where that is exactly. Oh wait, these are the same thing. Whoops. Alright, let's take a look at this camera. Wow, that is rising. Okay. Let's take a look at the past 3 hours on this. You can see how low it started right around where my mouse cursor was and how high it's risen since then. I mean, that's risen probably a meter in the past 6 hours. And we have this one as well. I'm going to organize this from time this stuff gets posted. That's the earliest. That's even earlier. This is kind of in between. This one takes the longest. Okay. Now, taking a look at this, there's a car driving on there. Don't know if they realize how flooded this is becoming. Alright, let's take a look at past 3 hours. I mean, you can see that's still rising. Just slowly. Here's the look in 24 hours, how much it rose. It's now covering the sign there. Almost. Taking a look at this one. Yeah, we already saw that one. And then let's take a look at how close this one's getting to the road. This one's the closest in my opinion. It's almost 7 meters now. This thing has risen roughly 1.25 meters over the past 12 hours. Let's look at the past 3 hours. How close this area is getting. I mean, it's creeping up there. Alright. I mean, it's probably halfway up that. Yeah, so I mean, in another 3 hours or so, this is probably going to start getting up towards the road. So I'm kind of worried about this area specifically. This is in Logan City. I'll try and search up where exactly this is on Google Maps. Just to kind of get an idea. Sorry, I'm searching it up off stream just so I don't dox myself on accident. Okay, this should be it then. Whoops. Okay, oh wow, okay, this is near homes. That is not good at all. Okay, there's the camera. That's what it normally looks like. It's all the way down there. Right now it's all the way up to, oops, let's go that way. Oops, can't really see it there. Okay, normally it's all the way down. Can I not really show you all? Okay. And normally it's all the way down there. Now it's up to there. Which means, I mean, this isn't going to take long to really flood this area, which is not great news. That's not a camera. Okay. Yeah, so this is the area we're watching out for. Now, keep in mind, what's going to happen with this is the drain is going to get backed up. The water's going to rise up the drain and start flooding this road. And possibly just starting going down into these like little, it's going to overflow and then start coming down over here. So really the dip in the road is going to get the problem. Like right over here-ish is going to start getting flooded first and then start getting these homes areas. I'm just talking about like minimal water. I'm not talking about like it's going to sweep the homes away. I'm just saying just cover it in like an inch of water. Instead of this creeping up completely over the fence and like going in through this way, it's going to start overflowing here and here and then start leaking water that way. If that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it in an easy to understand way. This is too tall for it to reach. This is going to be easier to go in through that way. I've done this before in like a what we call a king tide chase, where we watch the sea level rise. So what happens is you typically think this is going to overflow first, but really it's the drains that will back up first. So it's going to be hard to see this start to flood because this is kind of blocked. Yeah, this is kind of blocked to see, but yeah, this will be the first thing flooded, looks like. So, I mean, this is, I believe, Princess Street, yeah. Or, whatever that is. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a problem. So yeah, this isn't just in the middle of nowhere. This is an area where houses are, so that's a problem. Really hoping the flooding won't be too bad there. Now I'm going to see where this is, because this is another place I'm interested in. It looks like it's out in the middle of nowhere, but I don't know if it is. Okay, it doesn't look like it is. Okay, so here's the river we're looking at. I'm trying to see which way we're facing. Okay, so that's the area. Okay, there's the camera, I think. Yeah, so it looks like we're looking that way. So if I just confirm, we're looking that way, so it should be lower there. Yep, that's the direction we're looking. So it doesn't seem like anything's too close nearby to this, and it seems like the area is that way. Sorry, voice correct, that way. Are more so higher ground. That's lower ground. Notice that an area over there, that's the river. I'm going to see what the river looks like over here. Because I believe we go next to it. Yeah, over there. I don't know if that's another camera I have available. Maybe I do. Doesn't really seem like it. But yeah, I mean, that's another concern for a river. But it doesn't seem too bad. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Logan City seems to be the area of most concern right now because they are going to get some heavy rain. I mean, I think they already are. Yeah, they are right there getting some moderate to heavy rain, and I believe we can take a look at it on here while we wait for the new update to come out. Logan City is near Brisbane. I can't find Brisbane right now. I don't know why. Okay, zoom out. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna stop this loop. Okay, it's gonna be right in here, I think. Hmm. I don't see it. That's strange. Redland City, it's just southwest of there. Redland Bay. So, oh man, sorry about this, guys. Just trying to figure out where it is. It's probably down in here. Sorry about that, guys. Um, let's see. Okay, Logan Village. I don't know why it's not showing anything Logan. Yeah, so it's probably right around there. So they are getting some decent rainfall rates right now. Again, though, it doesn't seem like it's going to be making landfall anytime soon. So I want to try and see this update. I don't honestly know if they are going to release an update because it's already an ex-tropical cyclone. They were releasing updates every hour, though, I believe. What do I do if I do this? Nope, nothing. Just was testing something out. Hmm, okay. Yeah, alright. Just trying to test some things out. But if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Ooh, that's a decent thunderstorm out there off to the east. You can probably see it on here. Yeah, this mess developing right there. Fortunately, that's away from land, so that shouldn't be too much of a concern. That could be a tornado threat, honestly. This area. Wouldn't be surprised if there are some water spouts developing, kind of like these cells. Again, fortunately, they are away from land, so they shouldn't be too much of a concern. Uh, I'll take a look at some of the impacts from 99S right now. Not much wind going on right now. We got 26 kilometers an hour, probably gusts of up to 40 kilometers an hour. Rainfall totals aren't going to be too high, around 100, 150 millimeters of rain. Next 3 days, though, in Mozambique, there could be upwards of 300 millimeters of rainfall. According to the European, the American model also showing upwards of 300 millimeters, and the German model is going the most bullish here, upwards of 400 millimeters in some areas. It all depends on where the core moves, if it even has a core at that time. But yeah, there's a bullseye over here. If the storm actually does move this direction, that's where the heaviest rainfall will be. Also taking a look at 90B, rainfall over the next 3 days seemed to be upwards of 50 millimeters, maybe an isolated area of 100 millimeters. Could be lower than that, like 30, 40 millimeters. I think it's more so the 5-day total. Not too much. This isn't a bona fide tropical cyclone, so rainfall impacts won't be too high. Areas over here, this storm's going to be out to sea, dumping roughly 300 millimeters of rain. Again, though, fortunately, it's out to sea. We can see it right there. Just taking a look at this storm right here. Looking quite nice. Okay, officially, or according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, it is supposed to be making landfall right now. But as you've seen before, the system is moving away from land briefly, which is giving it more time to dump heavier rainfall totals. Yeah, over the past couple bit of the stream, it's been moving this way and now kind of moving a bit south. Looks like, at least. So over the past hour, it looks like it's been moving just barely south, and maybe south south, south southwest, all the way. Just a bit of a turn to the west. Logan Village is correct. Yep. Rainbow Unicorn says, "How do you think the dams will go?" I'm not so sure. I don't know how their infrastructure works. Don't know how really any of Australia's infrastructure works. I'm just interested in seeing how much this rises. I don't know how the dams work at all. This is what I'm concerned about, because if Logan City's only halfway through, they've already gained like a meter over the past several hours, so if we're only halfway through, another meter is going to flood this whole area. At least a meter, and I'm not talking about a meter of rainfall. I'm more so talking about... Wait, hold on. I need to check something real quick. Uh, okay, just want to make sure my conversions were correct. I'm not saying that the meter of rain is going to fall. I'm talking about the river, how much the river is going to rise. It's risen around a meter of the past 6 hours. So if they get another 6 hours of this kind of heavy rainfall, it's going to reach not even just the drainage over through here. It's going to be above that. It's going to rise above this little area and then fall. Again, of course, they have no drainage over here, which is a problem, as in their drainage is completely backed up right through here. So as soon as this rises, nothing's going to be able to really drain. Which that, of course, is a major concern. Um, hmm. I think I might stop the stream within 30 minutes. I don't think it's going to strike within 30 minutes, though. I'm going to up that to like 90 minutes. If I'm being honest, I don't think it's going to make landfall anytime soon. If I get more viewers by the time I reach the 3 hour mark, I will keep going. Okay, again, no new Bureau of Meteorology cone. I don't know how quickly they're updating. Uh, hold on. Okay, someone sent something showing the river flooding, and I'll show you all that. Sorry about this. I'm just trying to pull something up. It is Australian region. Okay, I don't know exactly where this is. This was as of 9:01 a.m. on the 3rd. Oh wait, no, sorry about that. Oh my God. Okay, I read that wrong. I forget that the dates work differently. On March 8th, it's 9 a.m. It's not 9 a.m. yet, but here's a look at the flood conditions. I don't know where you all are. I don't know where. If you can help me with that, that'd be very helpful. I don't know where Grafton is. I'll search that up. Oh, this is very far south. Okay. So this isn't really where you all are. There is moderate flooding up near Tweed. No new cone yet. Still. Well, is there an easier way to see warnings? Because there are, of course, several flood warnings going on right now. Maybe it's in radars and charts? Not really. Is it not going to let me move this map? Why? That's kind of annoying. I guess I'll just go back to what I was on before. Now I want to turn off radar temporarily. There we go. Turn off observations. Okay, warning areas. Oh, I'm assuming these aren't the current warnings. Maybe they are. Oh, that's lightning. That's cool. Ooh, sea surface temperature. That's nice. But yeah, I'm not so sure what all these warnings are for, so I can't really tell you. This is more just... Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rainbow. I would really like a map that can kind of show you all the... kind of like this. Oh no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to find something that can show you all the active warnings in Australia. Oops. Australia flood warnings. Yeah, they're saying like you must evacuate, all that kind of stuff. Now this might help. Uh, No, this doesn't really help too much. Okay. I find it interesting that they have a sign out here showing how high the river gets since I don't know why they have it all the way over here. Guess they get flooded sometimes. Yeah, I'm guessing it's kind of easy to flood this area. Kind of makes sense why the house is up higher. That's up higher. Eh. Go to the map of Australia. Click on Queensland. Click on Brisbane. Okay. Thank you. Oh, what's that? Is that an update? Okay. You said click on Brisbane. Alright, then let me see what you said. Then click on warnings, then click on flood. Warnings is where? Where does it say warnings? Sorry about that. Just trying to find out where it is. Hmm. Oh, view the current warnings for Queensland. Is that it? And click flood warnings. And well, the flood warnings aren't really helping too much. Okay, there we go. It kind of shows a summary. Doesn't really show a graphic though. The flood watch for major flood warning for the Rimmer River and Worrell Creek. A major flood warning for the Logan River. That's the one I believe that flows through Logan City, correct? Yeah, Logan River, there it is. And on this map, I think it's... I don't even know what's that. This is just like a little pond of something. Logan River is, I don't know where compared to all this. Oh, there it is. Over there. I'll see if any of these actually show the Logan River. That'd be helpful. There we go. This is the Logan River. Okay. So yeah, this one right here is showing how much the Logan River has risen by. Probably around 2 to 3 meters in the past 24 hours. There's 7, there's 6, there's like 5, maybe 3 meters. Yeah, almost 4 meters, I'd say. That is pretty high. Is there a way to see how high the rivers are? Because I swear there was one. Oh, is it this? There we go. Now, where is this thing? Undola Road. Undola. No, it doesn't seem like it's shown here. Huh. Difficult to tell where it is. But yeah, some of the rivers are steady. A lot of them are rising. John says it's sunny in the north side of Brisbane. Yeah, I bet. If we take a look at the satellite here. You can see. I can probably show you all on here as well. Eh, kind of. Hard to show it. But yeah, there's like kind of gaps in some spots. So I don't think it's over yet for you all. I mean, in northern Brisbane, there's going to be likely a wraparound. This is going to start trying to wrap around. Yeah, Brisbane's now getting hit. Whereas an hour ago, notice that they weren't. It's shifting north, and it's going to continue shifting north. Dang, I don't even know where the center went now. It's so confusing. It's still around here. It's just stalling. It is around 20 miles northeast of where it should be. In kilometers, that is going to be around 30 kilometers northeast of where it should be right now. Alright, let's see. How high did this one river rise? I'm trying to see when it started rising. But yeah, 3 meters in 24 hours is pretty insane. And this is 22, that's around in 10 hours. 10 hours rose by 2 meters or so. Almost 2 meters. Of course, I believe this will be fine because it's so high up. But areas over here I don't think are going to be as lucky. Right. I'll go through like one more round of updating things, then I'm probably going to stop the stream. Yeah, in like 18 minutes or so. Maybe just slightly longer. I want to be able to see some of this stuff. Okay, is this updated? Nope. Okay, I'm guessing they're not going to update it for at least another 3 hours. Maybe even 6 hours, honestly. But yeah, that is an intense thunderstorm just to the east of the storm there. Again, thankfully this is not impacting land at the moment. This will probably shift though, impact land. Oh, I haven't seen Twitter yet. Let's see how good this stream's doing on Twitter, if it's even streaming. Uh, Sorry guys, just trying to check out how it's doing. I have 10 notifications, so I don't know what this is from. Sorry about that. Oh wow, 300 views. That's nice. Okay. That's doing pretty well. Sorry, there were probably questions there that I didn't see. Maybe there were... Oh, there was nothing. Okay. Thought there was going to be a question. Or even just a single chat message. I prefer YouTube just because I can see things and I can refresh things. If I refresh Twitter, I'm not going to see any notifications. Or I mean X. Now that's called that. Okay, let's take a look at the first map here. This should, like 50-50 chance this is updated. Okay, it has. Let's see by how much. Let's check the past now 4 hours or so and see how much it's risen. Okay, so in the beginning it was roughly right around here 4 hours ago. Whoa, look at how low it was earlier. It's risen so much since then. But yeah, I mean, you can see the after picture versus now, or the before picture versus what it's like now. The next one should update. Oh wait, has this one not? That's 8:06, so around 11 minutes or so we should get something on that. Let's see. Does it show anything that I'm okay? Kind of. And not much going on, not much to talk about at this time. It's just a lot of rain sitting. Oh wow, we do have again, a decent thunderstorm that has developed over roughly the past hour. Look at all that lightning activity that's been firing up. Of course, this is not really a threat to land at this time. This could have a tornado in it, like a water spout, as it moves that direction. But again, though, it's going to be short-lived. This looks like a decent cell. Same with this, kind of. A little bit too large. But yeah, anything on the southeastern side is going to be the main tornado threat. Or like, since that's the center, it'd be likely in here. But yeah, you'll see these individual cells pop up and die out very quickly. And taking a look at visible imagery, you'll see this stuff puff out like this and that. You'll just see these little dots kind of poke out, start growing, spawning more clouds. That's your thunderstorms underneath that. Not exactly sure what this feature is that's spawning the storms. Oh, but yeah, take a look at how that center hasn't really been moving. It looks like now it's moving west. Maybe just slightly. Yeah, just right now I'm just waiting on the new imagery or new video footage of the rivers. But yeah, the reason why it's kind of stalling is there's a ridge right there that's kind of acting like a little blockade. Also, it did the little loop. That ridge is going to be moving east now, kind of allowing it to slide westwards. And then a trough comes in right over here. You can kind of see this where the lines kink up. And it's going to be pulling the storm that way. But of course, it's already going to be like dissipated by that point. If we look at the Indian Ocean, we have two interesting systems developing. Let's go to what it looks like right now. We have one right here, and one right here. Oh, wait, actually, we have three in total. All these storms are just going to be meandering wherever. This one's going to be going down that way due to a trough. This one's going to be moving west due to a ridge right there. And then this is really just going to be meandering westwards because that's where most storms go. So if we take it forward 24 hours, we can kind of see where the storms are. We have one there, and one somewhere in here. That's going to be moving west still. This is moving south towards that trough. And then this is going to be moving west still because it's blocked by a ridge. If we go another 24 hours in time, we can't really see much of this wave. We can see this storm right here, still blocked by the trough, or by the ridge. This one's getting pulled in by this little trough. Go forward another 24 hours. This you can't really see anymore. It's getting blocked by this ridge though, so it's not able to go really far north. This system though has dissipated pretty much. It was pulled into cooler waters, if that makes sense. Now, this system is going to continue moving westwards, but that ridge is kind of moving away. I can show you all that better on this view. Yep, right here. We have a little bit of a trough, I believe, right there. Yeah. And then we go forward another 24 hours. There's the trough right over here that's trying to tug it. So it's trying to tug it back towards the east. This is going to be racing, and that's going to be trying to meet up with it. Go forward another 24 hours. There's your trough right over here, trying to tug on it. Another 24 hours. You can see it kind of, this line goes from this to that, and just pulls on that system. It just tugs it down south, if that makes sense. But then it looks like it gets caught up in an upper level low or something, so I'm not sure what it does there. I'll take a look. It kind of just gets sucked up underneath an upper level low. It just gets into a complicated mess, but by that point it's away from land. So the GFS model does show it hitting as possibly a major Category 3 and very intense tropical cyclone in Mozambique, stalls over, leaves as potentially a tropical cyclone, likely a Category 1 or tropical storm, and then nears Madagascar, again, potentially as almost a Category 3. Hello, who joined?
Hi,
Yo, Tuna, what's up? I'm almost gonna end.
it's me, Tuna.
What's up?
No, nothing much.
Mm-hmm.
Just relaxed for a little bit after I got home, so
Nice.
I'm here.
Yep, well, right now there's not much going on. There's just a messy tropical storm stalled near Australia. It was supposed to make landfall, but then it deviated away from land, so it kind of like added time until landfall. It like
Yeah,
subtract or
wow.
added distance away from land. And there's just a lot of rain falling.
Yeah, not good for
Yep. Take a look at this river right here. How much it's risen over the past 24 hours. Do you see my stream or my screen share?
Yep.
Yeah, it was down that low 24 hours ago. Now it's up to that high.
Oh, wow.
So I mean that's rose
Flooding,
quite a bit.
inland flooding is definitely going to be a pretty big issue with this storm.
Yep.
Not so much the wind, it's not really that strong, but flooding-wise, it's a huge issue.
Yep. I'm gonna wait for this to update. In like 2 minutes, we should get a new frame. This is what it looks like right now in 24 hours.
That is, wait, what website is that? Outdoor Active?
I have no idea. I just found it by searching up this thing. This is windy.com, their thing.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So I'll just go through the windy site.
Yeah.
But I gotta I gotta start packing soon now that I think of it. Wait. Yeah, I gotta pack.
I
'Cause
mean, you can
I'm
hop
gonna be
off if you
gone for
want.
a
I
week.
got this covered, don't worry. I'm gonna end stream in like uh 20, 15 minutes.
Now I'll still chat. I'll still talk.
Okay. John asked,
Or
what
you know
about
what?
Brisbane River? Or Brisbane River. I could call it Brisbane, but it's Brisbane.
Wait, it's Brisbane? It's
Yeah,
not
Brisbane.
Brisbane?
Yep.
I thought it was Brisbane.
Yeah, same here. Us Americans. Oh,
Oh, life is a huge lie.
exactly. I say the Brisbane River should be fine, I think. I don't see. This isn't really near the Brisbane. Oh, they had a map down here the whole time? Okay. Uh. Yeah, I haven't seen anything near the Brisbane River that's of concern.
It doesn't seem too high because, as you can see,
Well,
the
this isn't the Brisbane
bridge.
River.
It's not.
This is the a different river, I
Uh,
think. There aren't really like the cameras I saw there weren't really anything special. It was just water there. It wasn't really rising at all.
uh,
It was just what it looks like normally.
yeah, that sounds weird.
Yeah.
Riding like the track, but then it keeps going back, and then it goes
Mhm.
towards land again, but then it goes back.
Yeah.
It's not really. Yeah.
John says McBrisbane. I don't know why they said that.
Wait, what?
I don't know. They said McBrisbane.
Mick Brisbane?
I don't know if they're making a joke
This
about
isn't
McDonald's or
McDonald's.
what. Yeah. Yeah, we just thought the same thing. My God, the American mind.
This is the average mind of an
Yes.
American.
Yep.
Just we think about McDonald's
24/7.
and food all day.
Yeah.
McDonald's and Eagles.
Yes.
Just get used to it.
Yeah.
Get used to it. The only words of advice.
hmm
As
Oh,
there's no
Tuna,
escape.
we're likely going to be streaming again on, I don't know when exactly, but, sometime within the next, I think, 2.5 days, there's going to be a cyclone headed towards Mozambique. So yeah, just a heads
Oh,
up on
again?
that. Yeah. And it could hit Madagascar as well when it's entering
Two.
the Mozambique channel again. So maybe 2 streams within a week. I don't know though if that will all pan out.
I don't. It really depends on the time.
Yeah. I'm
I
not so
know
sure when
that
it'll hit.
March 13th through the 22nd, I'm not available at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Spring
gonna be
break?
up in Boston.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
gonna be up in Boston. Yep.
Nice.
I'm gonna be up visiting family.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now I got an update. So I'll play the past 4 hours of time here. Oops, let me
For
go back.
this storm, I would say absolutely monitor the Bureau of Meteorology because there's plenty of. Let's see, what do we have out? Brisbane. Okay, thanks for crashing.
Okay.
Let's try it again. Take 2. Or maybe not. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's go over here.
And the river hasn't risen that much over the past hour. I don't know what this river's
There
called.
are a
Oh, the
there are
Logan
a
River
few
over here.
moderate
Hmm?
there are a few moderate flood warnings out for the area.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Moderate flood warnings. Then there's a major flood warning. Moderate, major,
Alright, Tuna, take a look at this
moderate.
before and after right here. This is how high it was before. You see right there, and then if I go to after,
Yeah.
right up there. So I mean, it's basically covered those pillars. It's getting closer to the road.
It's
I think it's still far away, a decent amount far
it's
away.
it does seem a little far away.
Yep. Alright, this one should update in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, flooding, inland flooding, huge issue.
Yeah, there's some areas that are still going to get upwards of like 200 millimeters. That's like 8 inches of rain.
8 inches in our units, the best units.
uh, okay, this one station's reporting roughly 58 km/h winds, so likely roughly 80 km/h gust. That's like 50 mile an hour gust, I think. So the wind is not really a concern.
Like lower
Yep.
and
If you're missing out
across
on the
the
rain, you're
storm.
also going to be missing out on the wind pretty much. Unless you're on the northern side of the storm, it can be a little bit breezy.
If you miss out on rain, then you're not. Then you should be fine.
These showers will have the gustier winds in them.
Like a normal, horrible day.
Exactly.
Just sit inside, do nothing,
Yep.
play a couple board games, watch TV.
Yeah. I see some stations out over the water reporting 40 to 50 km/h sustained winds, so yeah, like gale force gust impacting near Brisbane, just northeast of it. And of
I'm
course, when you get
surprised
into
that
the town, there's only gusts of upwards of like 30 kilometers an hour. Not too high. Oh, well, yeah, that's a decent thunderstorm that's developing east of the storm. Let's see if I can show that on here. Yeah, all this stuff to the east of the center, just developing thunderstorms. Pretty far east, though. It doesn't seem like it will affect land. Really, there isn't much affecting land. It's just stratoform rain. It's just like not really any intense thunderstorms, not really any flash flooding per se. It's more so just gradual flooding.
not really what you would normally see with the
Yeah,
tropical cyclone.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna refresh this one. Nope, has not updated. And I don't think there will be an update from the Bureau of Meteorology for a while. Did someone join the call? Oh, hi, Crazy.
No, I
The
didn't
only
really.
way I was able to tell you joined the call was because of Tuna's microphone played the sound of you joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, oh, Crazy, have I shown you the rivers
Wait,
rising?
echoes? I haven't had. Why?
Yeah, I think you showed me that at the very end.
Yeah, I found some others. I think that this one right here was the best I found for like potential damage or whatever. Here's how low it was earlier. It was around 5 3/4 meters tall, and an hour ago it is around 6 3/4 meters tall. So that gained around a
Okay.
meter of height in just a day. Here's what it looks like in the surrounding area.
Yikes.
So I mean that's almost overflowing. That's almost gonna flood this area.
Yeah, that is definitely
This has
floodrest.
been creeping up over the past 4 hours or so. Like this little
That's part of it.
area over here, you'll see this start creeping up. And I'm waiting to see the next update.
It's more than likely gonna breach later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's see if this is updated yet. Okay, this one's updated. Oh yeah, this one was the first one I showed you.
Yeah.
So I'll show you what it looked like when you were on stream. That was like 3 hours ago.
Okay.
It's really barely changed at all. You can just see a barely noticeable difference in the rise. So that's been fine. Of course, over 24 hours it rose significantly. And you can see the stuff
Yeah.
over here swell up. Right there. I noticed though that they have signs that are like on the road that will display how tall it is in meters above
Huh.
the ground.
So if it floods,
Yeah. I
you
just find
actually
it
know.
I find it interesting that they have that, like they know it will likely flood. Or they know there's a possibility it floods. So they're just like, okay, we'll install a sign here that lets us see how high. Well, that sign's blocked by this camera or by this sign.
Yeah. Well, still 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. This is the one I'm waiting for to update. This should update within the next 2 minutes or so to see what it looks like now. It's been just slowly creeping up. So like when I first
So
started
it's
looking at it, it almost like it was just breaching the wall. Now it's just slowly climbing up. And it was talking about the fact that these drains are going to be the first thing to breach. It's not that this is going to go necessarily over first. I've done king tide chases, watching sea level rise, that kind of stuff. The drains will back up first.
yeah.
So like this right there, that's going to flood right down here.
Plus, there's probably gonna be debris in the drain. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, that is true. There's a lot of rainfall, so yeah, you're completely right on that. There could be leaves blocking it.
I walked around my entire neighborhood, and I had to clear out some of the drains so that the water could actually drain
Yeah.
properly.
Wondering if they've
So
cleared that out. They really should have. I don't know if it would honestly make
This
that
is
much of a difference, because it's like it's already going to get flooded no matter what. Oh yeah, crazy. It shifted east, so it still has not made landfall. I'm going to be stopping the stream soon, just because I don't think
Okay.
there's that many people watching. Yeah, not really.
Alright.
I mean, it's a decent stream
Yeah,
so far. Like I got 100 views or so. It's better than my 50 view streams, but not that many people watching.
Yeah, makes sense.
I got like 10 people watching at once at one point. I've talked to like 2 different people who were in the impact zone. I don't know if they're still watching.
Nice.
Yep.
if you are still watching, just stay safe.
Yeah. Okay, this is yet to update. But yeah, this area, Logan City, has been getting
Yes.
some decent amount of rain, so I do expect the river to continue to rise. Oh well, the rainfall shrunk.
Meteorology. I think it's the Bureau. Yeah, it's the Bureau of
Keep
Meteorology.
going.
But yeah, after I see that, I'm gonna end the stream in like 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Here's the update.
Looking at its 18Z halves comes in very slightly stronger for the Indian Ocean system. Very slight difference though.
Which one? 99s?
99.
Oh,
Very slightly
it
stronger.
initializes very strong. Look at that, 983 millibars.
That's not. It doesn't. No.
Yeah.
That's a fraudulent 983 millibars.
Yep.
If you go back really quick
Mhm.
and you'll see exactly what I mean. is go to the surface wind depiction, and you'll see what I mean by it's a fraudulent 983.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. 70 knot winds. That tight of a center there.
Yeah, but look, the center size is
Yeah, it's incredibly
yeah,
small compared to what it was forecasted to become.
yeah, that is what's called a fraudulent
Yep.
983.
Yeah.
Really, the initialization is not that bad. It's just a little mesovortex kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you can see its actual run is not too bad at all.
Yep. Our Rainbow says still here. We've had some updates. Thanks for everything. You're welcome. Okay, so does this show any update if I play this? 818. Huh. It says it's 918, but it hasn't displayed a new image, which I find to be weird.
It's worth noting how good the system is doing over land. 99.
99S. Yeah, I saw a new band form to the west. That was pretty
It's
impressive.
doing incredibly good for being over land.
Yeah.
Yes. That tells me that when this thing gets over water, if it doesn't get interrupted, it's probably going to drill to the surface and be strong much quicker than you would expect a
Yeah.
system like this to.
And wouldn't the
usually do.
coastline help with that? Help with developing its circulation, tightening it? The concave
Yeah,
coastline?
I mean, it could. I would imagine in this case it could be 12 to 18 hours, and it could already be into the mid to low 990s kind of
Yeah.
thing. So like, it's not going to be. If this continues, it could obviously collapse. If it collapses as it moves off the coast, then that risk decreases. But if it doesn't collapse and its mid-level center is still very healthy with convection over it, it's just going to drill to the surface as soon
Yeah.
as it gets over.
Do you think
over
rapid
again.
intensification is possible? Likely? Not likely?
Definitely possible here. The
Yeah.
conditions are really good.
Yeah.
But what really determines RI in this case is
It needs to have a good core. Like, it needs to not spend too long developing that core.
it needs to develop a core within 24 hours
Yeah.
of emerging, which is hard to do.
Yep.
It needs to develop a small one too. If it wants to get the Cat 3 plus, it needs to develop a pretty small core, under
Yeah.
15 nautical miles probably. So yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, if you want to end stream or something, I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna end it in I'll end it in 3 minutes. I'll talk about the cyclones across the world from least threatening to most threatening. We have 98S. This will likely become a tropical cyclone out to sea. It doesn't really seem like it will do much at all. We have Invest 90B, which could impact Sri Lanka with some gusty showers. Doesn't seem like too much of a threat. Don't think we'll be streaming on that. Now, our next stream that we will likely be doing is going to be on Invest 99S. I forget what name it's going to be when it does get named. But the system, I think it starts with an I. Anyways, the system is expected to slam into Mozambique potentially as a Category 1, Category 2 strength system-ish. Could be weaker, could be stronger than that. We'll see. But it does seem pretty likely we'll be doing a stream on it. And then it could hit Madagascar, so there could be 2 streams in 1 week if it just decides to curve back. So just be on the lookout for that. But yeah,
I don't know. So once it,
Mhm.
the only thing is that it's going to be really broad when it reemerges.
Yeah. We'll see.
It looks a lot like Hond when it
Yeah,
reemerges,
yeah.
actually.
I was wondering if there was going to be like a jet interaction.
Maybe, but even still, it's either going to miss Madagascar and be broad, or it's going to be broad and hit Madagascar on the west side.
Yeah.
The only interesting thing about that is that Antananarivo is over there. So, yeah.
What?
I think that's where Antananarivo is, right?
I
On
don't
the
know.
southwest side? Or is it? Let me see. Where is it? Oh, no, it's in the middle. Never mind.
Okay, no worries. And the final threat right now, I'm about to end stream in like
Oh, that was
30 seconds or so. Right. The final threat is going to be the one that we've been talking about, of course, is tropical cyclone, ex-tropical cyclone, officially, Alfred, which is just a rainy mess, and this is going to be continuing for at least the next 2 days, maybe 3 days. So just be prepared for heavy rainfall and rivers to rise. Be prepared for inland flooding. thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to Crazy and Tuna for helping with the stream. Uh, I
And
will.
Riley at the beginning. Don't
Yes,
forget about
Riley in
him.
the beginning as well. Well, I will see you all in the next threat. Stay safe.